Chris Barrie, Craig Charles, Danny John-Jules, Robert Llewellyn, thank you so much for being here. Let's, even though you're contractually obliged, I get the vibe that if you had the choice...
I'd be sitting here on my own, even if there's no one else in the room.
But we actually asked for you, though. James.
Did you ask for me?
Yeah, we asked for you.
What a disaster. This is going to be an absolute train wreck.
We just wanted someone who's going to make us look good.
Oh, OK, well, that's me. Sit me next to someone. If you want to look good, stick me next to you. Right, so Dave has trusted me with some questions. Idiots.
This could take a while.
So, number one, it says number one there,
Okay,
so I assume
start
this
at the
is the
beginning.
first one. Assume I've never seen Red Dwarf before. I have. I watch it yearly. I watch every episode yearly. February and March.
Right.
For some reason, it's been a routine.
Those are the slow months, obviously.
Yeah, there's not much on.
Not much.
I need a laugh. I need to pick
My
me
3
up.
shows have all been stood down.
I've never seen Red Dwarf before. I have. Why should I watch it? And why should I start with series 12?
I've explained it to like a very old relative of mine who'd never seen it. It was years
Right.
ago. And she's watched it and she said, I don't think I'll understand it. Then she watched it and she said, I didn't understand it.
When he says very old relative, he means his younger sister.
Right.
I'm worried I'm on a high stool, I'm going to fall off.
All right, let's...
When you get to your age, Rob, it's called having a fall.
It's called having a fall, yeah.
But it is...
Some people say that they didn't understand it, but they enjoyed it.
Yes.
Right.
No, my auntie
I think
understood, but
that's
she said
possible.
that. She enjoyed it. She said, you're all very good. I don't know what it was about. You know.
And there are episodes that I quite enjoyed doing, but I didn't understand.
OK.
The premise is quite simple, really. It's just like The Odd Couple or like Porridge. It's about 4 people, dysfunctional people, and their relationships with each other who don't necessarily get on, stuck in a room, stuck in a situation. The situation just happens to be space. But it's a simple premise, really.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference in this series compared to the last one?
The guest stars are...
Guest stars.
Yeah, we've got Johnny Vegas in it.
Strong memory.
We've got you in it.
Top
We
notch.
got you in it.
You're quite funny in it.
Yes.
Well
God.
done.
It was quite disturbing.
Yeah.
But, the thing was that we could only see your eyes,
Yeah.
which were,
But
very
you could
scary.
tell it was you.
We could tell it was you. That was the scary thing.
Because in that episode we all become sort of Krytens.
Yeah.
And although we all look Krytens, you can actually
It's
see our
scary
different
that
facial
you actually look
characteristics in
like
it,
you
yeah.
in the mask. It's just weird.
Yeah.
They sort of become bespoke, don't they?
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Everyone thinks they're just going to look like Robert, but they don't.
But it was the most uncomfortable thing.
I assume you guys had a whole new respect.
Oh yeah, I used to think, get on with it, you wuss. You'd go on about it.
The time I remember was coming down when we'd all been in makeup, so I'd seen them all, but then they were all... I was later on, and they were all actually shooting the scene where you're doing the ironing and the laundry, and it was just the weirdest thing. Because
so crazy.
They were absolutely them, but they were all mechanoid versions of them.
Scary.
But, I mean, there's no way of describing it.
Do you enjoy being in it?
I'd describe it as it was sort of like Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
Someone went to me, would you like to be in an episode of Red Dwarf? And I went, yeah,
Brilliant.
that'd be great. But there's all the cast
And
there.
then you're playing a militant.
Well, the way it was pitched to me was, you'll be an alien or something. No one will recognise you. It'll be really cool. And I was like, yeah, I like the idea of that. And then the day before, I did a makeup test, and they put the Kryten android stuff on me.
It's uncomfortable, mate, isn't
I
it?
shit myself.
Any idea what they did here, Kreitz?
Well, it appears they were testing a cure for evil, sir.
How did you find playing guitar with Hitler?
Yeah.
You tried telling someone that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you do today, Daddy? Well, I played guitar with Hitler.
But he was great, wasn't he?
He was brilliant.
Oh, no.
Not Hitler, the guy who played
Sure.
it. Yeah, let's just qualify that. What was that episode called?
What day is it today?
I don't know.
What do I... No, I'm useless at remembering the show names, titles, characters.
No, why would you? I'd, have a similar job to you guys. I wouldn't like to say that I do the same thing. I think that'd be disrespectful on you guys.
Oh, James.
But people were really surprised when they say, "Oh, have you not watched, every episode of what you've done?" I'm sort of like, well, I was there. So I did it.
Yeah.
It took ages. And we did it over and over again. The last thing I want is to be sat there and have it replayed in front of me.
I've got to be absolutely honest. I've watched some episodes of Red Dwarf, and I don't remember being in the scene.
No, this is true. Yeah,
Right.
I'm serious.
Do you know?
I thought, I do not remember doing that.
So that's a lovely treat.
I'm serious. Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Quite funny, isn't it?
I mean, it's the only work on TV I've done that I can watch. I do occasionally. I'll sort of go, oh God, I'll watch. All right, I'll watch it. And I sit down, and because I enjoy what they're doing, and as long as I don't hear a really rubbish flat vowel coming out of Kryten, I'm quite, because it isn't me, it's Kryten.
Yeah.
So it isn't like watching. It's that one step removed. But every now and then it'll go, oh sir, please. Oh, and I went, please, not a please, but a please. And I hate that. And then I scream and throw something at the telly.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've watched quite a few episodes over the last sort of 20 years.
My young daughters recently discovered it, and they've been watching it. And all I get is, "Oh, Dad, look, you were so young.
Yeah.
Oh, Dad, you were quite cute, weren't you?" You know,
It's scary. It is scary
I watch
seeing
it
the old
with
ones.
my kid, my eldest son sort of says, "Dad, why'd you do it like that?"
Oh,
And then my youngest son just glances in and sort of goes, "Still watching that? What happened to you, Dad?"
What a critique.
your kids are they're the best reviewers of any work. My daughter, when she watched a whole episode last year, I think, and then when it finished, she went, "That's not bad actually, but Kryten used to be quite slim, didn't he, Dad?" And then walked out on that. Because it was like from series 3 or 4, you know.
Very cruel.
Lot more software now, Bob.
Yeah, a bit more software.
Mr. Rimmer, do you believe in Silicon Heaven? Do you believe there's an afterlife for machines?
Rob, this series you take part in an election against Rimmer.
Yeah.
How was it like being on the campaign trail?
That was a fun. I did enjoy that episode actually. That was fun. The speeches I mean, basically word for word with what we're watching at the moment.
Right.
Vacuous sort of. Just use the words powerful a lot and control and
Platitudes.
and stable.
In one episode, Lister gets hijacked by an app that keeps making him upgrade.
Oh yeah.
MCore.
Yeah, MCore.
Yeah.
That was
I
good.
quite like that episode. That was good. That was funny. Basically, what happens is we upload or download new software in Red Dwarf, and then we can only see stuff that's made by this particular company. So that idea is really quite cool.
But there was that great. There was a lovely sequence where Kryten holds things up that we can all see, but Lister can't see some of them because they're not MCore products.
Right.
And actually, it was a brilliant play on that whole idea of the Googles and the Amazons and everybody who know everything about you, know everything you bought, know what time you're going to buy the next thing, all that stuff, and then they only show you what you want.
One of the good things about Red Dwarf I always find is like when we started to do it in the late 80s, a lot of the stuff that was science fiction has now become science fact.
Yeah.
And a lot of the stuff that we've done in 11 and this new series 12 is science fiction now, but one day will become science fact. And it's always quite nice to be on that sort of head of the curve that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's always those early series of Red Dwarf, things are referred to as like
Total immersion video games. We're kind of virtually there as it is now, So I mean, stuff like that.
But there's also
better than life.
I'll see a weird astronomical observation fact of there's a white hole recently that is spewing time into the universe.
Yeah.
And you go and all the astronomers and all the people around the world going just like in Red Dwarf, and you go, oh my God, because white hole was one of the ones we did.
And it's just it is just like Red Dwarf because they all when that stuff gets put out in the news, everyone goes,
"Oh God,
what is it?"
Yeah,
It's because it's a gateway for idiots like me.
Yeah.
So when they try and explain something like that, and then they go, just like in that episode of Red Dwarf, you go, right, got it. Got it now. Thanks, Red Dwarf, for explaining it to me.
Good evening, sir.
Evening, officer.
Do you know why I pulled you over, sir?
No, I haven't got a clue, no.
In one episode, the boys come across a ship where criticism.
You got it.
Criticism.
You got it.
I'm not doing it again.
got it the first
Criticism is outlawed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something like Johnny Vegas.
Johnny Vegas.
Johnny Vegas,
isn't that one?
Do you guys ever had a favourite bit of criticism?
Oh, John, do you want to hear This is the voyage of the starship Red Dwarf. Its mission's a boldly go where many sitcoms have gone before, up its own arsehole. Very at home in this part of the television anatomy is Craig Charles. Where is this man from? Is he from a distant planet called Liverpudlian, or was he spontaneously generated by a TV screen? No matter, Charles and this series are heading for a sticky end. 29 years.
And he still remembers every word.
But yeah, no, it is 29 years, isn't it?
29 years.
Do you know how I know that? Do you know I always know how old Red Dwarf is?
Because you're 29.
Yeah.
This guy.
Oh, my God.
I tell you, I know him well.
I'm literally a lifelong fan.
Yeah.
I was 6 months old. It was February '88, I think, when the first episode of Red Dwarf came out.
That's it.
Wow.
6 months after I was born.
We're joint at the hip, man.
And I actually can't remember my life before Red Dwarf. I discovered it really, really early. And as far as I'm concerned, well, it has been for me, obviously. Sorry. It's always existed and has always been there.
Mm. Well, we've been doing it long enough now for it to feel like that's the same for us.
When is this? Where am I?
It's Monday, and you're in a corridor.
Rumour has it a certain super intelligent computer will be making a reappearance this year.
What, how?
It actually has super intelligent in quotation marks.
Yeah, Norman is back.
To the complete detriment of our...
When he comes back, remember that scene when he was first revealed? I could have gone and had dinner and come back,
Mate,
and they would have still been
I
laughing
did a
and cheering.
full costume
It went on
change
forever.
doing that applause.
Well,
It went on
in the scene with
forever.
him.
I was at the top of those stairs behind that door, and you could literally feel the building going like this when he was revealed.
No, I've been in your position. I know what it's like to to try and promote a TV show that you're in. So here you go. Here's a question that I want to distance
Let's try,
myself
and we're going to try and promote this time.
I want to say
guys.
I have nothing to do
nothing
with.
to do with this.
And finally, describe Red Dwarf 12 in 3 words.
It is good.
It is funny.
Danny, you don't have to answer that question because, as you've proven already in this interview, you struggle with
I can do it in one word.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hilarious and interesting.
That's all it needs to be. Thank you very much, guys. I'm really looking forward to Series 12, especially one episode in particular.
Yes. Can I just say that the episode that James is in is my favourite?
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go.
James is my favourite guest star of all time.
Yeah. And mine.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think that's a good way to end this. Cut that there, Shell.
Cut it.